If you enjoy roguelites and or games where you run a shop, then Moonlighter may just be the perfect game in the bargain bin for you. Welcome to Bargain Bin, where we take a look at games that have been 50% off or more and decide if they are a bargain or if they belong in the bin. Moonlighter can typically be found on sale for 80% off, reaching a pre-tax price of $3.99 for the base game and just under $5 paired with its DLC. This is a review of the base game and not of the DLC. At some point, a series of gates were found during an archaeological expedition, and people soon discovered that there was a swath of rare material, mineral, and more beyond these doors, but the fifth door had always remained locked. Soon, the small commercial village of Rhinoka was founded near the gates, bringing to them many an adventurer hoping to earn glory, as well as many a merchant to earn gold. When venturing into these dungeons, people found special pendants, dubbed merchant pendants, that allowed people to warp back outside of the dungeon safely. It also seemed that there was some sort of emergency feature that spit you out if you're in peril. Unfortunately, due to either hubris or accidents, many people either didn't venture with pendants or lost them during their delves into these dangerous areas. Due to this, a large number of fatalities occurred in the dungeons, leading to all but one being shut down and boarded up. Now, all but a few people have moved on from the dungeons, seeing that their value or glory is gone. Moonlighter is a unique game that mashes together a merchant simulator and a dungeon crawler. As Will, owner of Moonlighter, you are set on venturing into dungeons to gather items to sell in your shop. During each night, you can venture into the dungeon and collect various materials from chests and the monsters that you slay. Then, come morning, you can display and sell the items that you've plundered. You set your own prices, stop thieves who may try to swipe your hard-earned goods, and earn money so you can improve your shop and your customers' experience, all to bring in more income. Aside from this core gameplay loop, you can use money and materials to buy potions and craft newer and better armor and weapons. All of this makes up the meat and potatoes of the game that is the section commonly known as Moonlighter's gameplay is fairly straightforward. While running the shop during the day, you set prices for your items and manage them based on customers' reactions. Each object has a price associated with it that customers are happy to pay. Set it too low, and you lose out on money. Set it too high, and nobody will want to buy the item. Personally, anytime I'd find a new item, I was excited to see how much I could sell it for. Once you've accrued enough money, you can spend it either upgrading your shop or financing other shops interested in moving to Rhinoka. These other shops range from selling potions to help you through dungeons, allowing you to buy different items you may have left behind on a failed excursion, or procuring armor and different weapons to go into your dungeon with. There are 5 unique weapon types to choose from while crawling through the dungeons, each offering its own unique style of gameplay. I use the gauntlets primarily because, well, punchy fists make brain happy. But I did also use the bow to help fight against those enemies that I wasn't quite as comfortable fighting up close against. Some things to be aware of are that this gameplay loop is the entire game. So if you don't like the idea of smack enemy, get loot, sell loot, repeat, then this game may not be for you. I personally also didn't see much incentive for replayability, but there is a New Game Plus feature to go back through and beat the snot out of everything with items and refight the bosses, which can only be beaten once per playthrough. There are new weapons you can get through an additional playthrough, but something to note is the endgame weapons in New Game Plus will be stronger than the endgame weapons in the regular main game, because there's an added difficulty spike as well. But there are no new story beats or hidden lore locked behind additional playthroughs. Essentially, unless you really like Moonlighter and want more of a challenge, you probably won't sink more than 30 hours into the game, even taking your time. Oh, something to note, if you do start a new game, you will carry over your gold, the items in your first row of your inventory, and your weapon in your second weapon slot. The first weapon slot will be replaced by a sword and shield. Also, New Game Plus items sell for a much higher rate than they normally do, but for the sake of excitement, I'll let you find out how much more yourself. HowLongToBeat.com lists the game as an average time of completion of 13 hours and 45 minutes, with the faster times taking from 6 to 8 hours depending on your platform. I will say that if you have experience in playing through roguelikes, such as Binding of Isaac, Wizard of Legends, Hades, or any similar game, you probably will finish it quicker. I'm not sure if my system accurately recorded this, but my game says I only have 4 hours logged after beating the main story. Even if I only have played the game for 4 hours though, I will say there are many things about the game that made it well worth the price in my opinion. One other major thing is that some people playing on PC have had issues with the controls. The keys for moving are WASD and cannot be rebound, while non-movement options default to JKLI. Apparently there are issues if you rebind some of these keys, and there is no support for the mouse, neither for attacking nor for inventory management. I never personally used this or experienced this because I purchased the game and played through it via PlayStation, so I'm using the words of random strangers on the internet, but I trust them as much as you trust me. If rebinding keys is essential to you or typically enhances your enjoyment of the game, there may be issues with that. Now, let's move past gameplay and look towards the environment. Moonlighter hits that good niche of having a beautifully crafted pixel art world with some of the most expressive environments that I've seen in quite a while. The village of Rhinoka is brimming with energy, down to the birds flitting around and clothes swaying on the line. I can say without a doubt that I was enraptured by this small settlement the moment I first set foot in it. The dungeons are also very different from each other, each with its own distinct feel and mood. Since my goal is to give my input on the game, not to spoil everything, I would say that my favorite areas are by far the village and the second dungeon, which I won't name. And while that is in somewhat part due to the background and the visuals, it's primarily because of the music. I love music. Some of my favorite games are on my favorites list primarily because the soundtracks in them are so gosh darn good that I could get lost for hours listening to the vast array of music they have. While Moonlighter doesn't have too many songs, with the base game only sporting 25 official soundtracks, there are many songs on the list that I have and will continue to listen to on repeat. David Fenn's musical creativity enraptured me and commanded my full attention. There are several songs that have motifs from the main theme in them that tie the entire game together in a nice musical package. I can't help but be swept away in much the same way many songs did from series that I've loved to listen to, such as the Deku Palace, or Stone Temple theme from Majora's Mask. Or even the freaking Wii Bingo theme? You know, the one from Wii Party. How could you not know? Yeah, remember that? That song had no business going as hard as it does. Well, there's nothing quite as funky as the Wii Bingo theme in this game. You've already heard several of my favorite soundtracks from Moonlighter by this point already in this video alone. Even if you don't feel the urge to play Moonlighter yourself, I highly recommend you listen to some of its soundtracks. I've listed several songs in the descriptions below if you're curious about them. I love Moonlighter for its beautiful pixel art and music. The game is packed to the brim with energy that I'm all for, and for the price of $4, this was a game that I definitely did not regret picking up. If you're interested in a small game to play on and off, then I think that Moonlighter is definitely a bargain. If this content was insightful, then please give a like and subscribe. It'll let me know that this content is something people want more of, and I'll continue to come out with videos in the series. If Moonlighter is a game you think somebody else may like, send this video to them so they can add it to their wish list when it's on sale again. Have a game that you think is incredible that's been on sale before? Leave a comment down below so that I can look into it as well. That's all from me, so as always, remember to tell the people in your life that you care about that you love them. Bye!